5 professional performance tips for singers. I've been singing and performing for a really long time. My name's Carrie Griffiths, by the way. I've been singing since 1999 and I've been performing since the age of 8. I started as a dancer, and these tips are going to make it really easy for you to upgrade your performances. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscription button and the notification bell so that you get all of my future videos. The first performance tip for singers counting down from number 5 is face the audience. I know this seems obvious, but I have seen quite a few singers who don't face the audience. In fact, I have seen two singers who specifically don't face the audience throughout their set. And that's fine because that's what they've decided to do. That's what their audience expects. And if they changed it now, it would be a bit weird. But if you're not facing the audience because you're shy, because you feel self-conscious, then you're not giving the audience the best of yourself. And you're actually focusing on yourself more than you are focusing on giving them a good show and entertaining them. So if you face to the side, or you're looking at another one of your band members, if you're in a band or in a group, and you're avoiding the audience for the reason that you're shy, that's a different question. So if you feel self-conscious and if you feel uncomfortable, it's going to make your audience feel uncomfortable too. So how you can get over the shyness is by, first of all, watching yourself in the mirror when you practice. Now, a lot of you are going to be saying, oh no, I don't want to see myself in the mirror. Oh, it's cringy. But if you want to be a performer, you're going to have to get over that at some point. And it's better to do it now than to leave it until you've got a gig coming up and then feel really awkward during the gig, because it's not going to be enjoyable for you. It's not going to be enjoyable for your audience. And you want to look back on your performances and say, you know, I did the best that I could. And if your best is, yes, I was shy, but I gave it my best, that's fine. But if you look back and you know that you actually could have done a little bit more preparation beforehand, then I would recommend that you start that preparation today. So just get a mirror. You can start with a small hand mirror and just sing to the mirror. That's fine to start with, and build up. I'm not saying you have to go and hire a room with a big mirror across the whole wall and watch yourself and do choreography and all of that stuff. That's me, right? But I started as a dancer, so that's what I was doing from a very young age. But if you are shy and you are self-conscious about performing, then start with a small hand mirror and build up. Then when you feel a little bit more confident, but you're not quite ready, it's always best to do things before you're completely ready, then move on to videos. Film yourself and then watch it back. When I've made my first video, I was terrified. And if you go and watch the first video I ever made, it's actually on my Instagram channel, Carrie Griffiths Voice, I think it is, my Instagram page. You can scroll down and find my first video. It was a minute long. And because when I made that first Instagram video, you could only do minute long videos, I tried to cram everything in and I spoke really fast and you can hardly hear what I'm saying. So it was a terrible video. Now, some of my videos are better than others, but I've gotten over that now. You know, there are some videos that work well and some don't. There'll be some performances that you enjoy and when you watch back, you'll enjoy them more than others, but that's just natural. But start somewhere. Face the audience. Start by looking at yourself in the mirror, singing to yourself in the mirror, looking at how wonderful you look, what a great performer you are. And if you don't feel like you're a great performer right now, you will be in time. You've got to start somewhere, and it's best to start before you feel completely ready. So number 5, I did go on a bit of a tangent, but I want to help you guys. Face the audience when you sing. Number 4, open your eyes. There are some singers who sing complete performances when their eyes closed, and for me personally, all I can think of is, how on earth are you interacting with the audience if your eyes are closed the whole time? Now, there will be times when you feel so moved and you're so in the story and the emotion that you close your eyes for a short time, but it shouldn't be more than one line, and definitely not more than a phrase. if your eyes are closed for the whole performance, it's a bit like not facing the audience or having a conversation with somebody when your eyes are closed. You wouldn't expect, to have a good conversation with somebody if your eyes are closed and if you're a person with vision, because body language is very important and seeing into people's eyes is very important. If you have vision. If you don't, then that's a completely different subject. That's a completely different video. That's not for this right now. People say the eyes are the windows to your soul, and I think it's a bit cheesy and it's very cliche, but it's cliche because it's true. We carry a lot of emotion in our eyes. And if you're a singer who does sing with your eyes closed, that's probably why. It's probably because you feel exposed with your eyes open. So just like I said, with the facing the audience, get used to singing with your eyes open, just a line at a time. And if you feel self-conscious, have a look at yourself. Just reflect on what you're able to do. You're doing something that most people won't do. If you're in a situation where you are singing in front of a crowd, most people in the world are never going to experience that. So why not take in all of it? And if you're someone who becomes overstimulated, maybe you want to wear some fun, colourful sunglasses and some colourful shades to give a little bit of a barrier if you do become overstimulated. But eyes open, interacting with the audience as much as you can. And if you are neurodivergent, it will be different for different people. And there are some neurotypical people also who find it difficult. So it's not just people with neurodivergence. I can't even flip and say the word now, but you know what I mean. So find ways that you can make it a bit more interactive without you becoming overexposed and overstimulated. Number 3. Open body language. This is really important for performers, especially if you're on big stages. Now, if you're used to very small stages, and as you grow and as you get onto bigger stages, you want to be able to take the stage up. Now, even if you're someone who stands still when you sing, and there are lots of people who do this, you can make your gestures big. So rather than singing like this, you can stand like this. So it doesn't look unnatural. You don't want it to be unnatural. You want it to be natural, but take up space. And if you're using arm gestures, make the arm gestures big so that the people at the back can see. Okay? Now, of course, it depends on the genre that you're singing. So if you're singing more up-tempo stuff, you might want to move around a bit more. If you're dancing, then obviously you will create choreography that moves around bigger stages and then adapt it for smaller stages. But we really want open body language. So we don't want to be standing like this, with a microphone there and, they can't see your eyes and the audience can't see your eyes and you look self-conscious. Standing up straight, not rigid like a soldier, but just standing straight, arms to your side at resting position, and then you're able to move around. If you hold your microphone, I don't have my microphone to hand actually, but let's say this is my microphone. You don't want to have it like up over your face like this. Have it open like this so that people can see, the audience can see, and you're moving around and you're using your body, open body language. Now, one of the worst things I've seen, and I've seen this in people who call themselves professionals, so people who have had a couple of gigs, a couple of big gigs, but haven't actually done many gigs. I'm looking for my phone. I'm actually using it, aren't I? And they'll have their phone in their and performing with their phone in their hand like this. I mean, I just don't even have words. If you're one of these people, then think about how the audience is going to enjoy you and how the audience is going to remember you and want to come back to see you. If you're reading your lyrics and you're interacting more with your phone than you are with the audience, how many of them are going to come back and see you again? And how many of them are going to pay to come back and see you again? How many of them are going to recommend you to other people who may then become fans. So to end this part on a positive, open body language, open facial expressions. Now, my face is really quite expressive. Not everyone's is as expressive as mine. You know, I'm a very animated person. It helps with conveying the emotion of the song, to use your body and to use your face to convey emotions while you're telling the story of the songs, which links back to number 5 very nicely. Number 2, I've already said it, use the space. If you're on a big stage, use as much of the space as possible. If you feel like you're chained to your microphone because you're a guitarist as well and you've got lots of pedals that you need to use, or you're a keyboardist and you can't really move around because you're stuck to the keyboard. I was in a band where the lead singer was also the keyboard player and I was the backing singer, but because I was a lot freer, I would do most of the dancing and running around the stage and interacting with the audience at this end and that end and in the middle, and getting up on speakers and going out front when it was relevant and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're that kind of performer, then use the space as much as possible. If you're not like me and you're a lot calmer, you can fill the space with the music, you can fill the space with your voice. And you can also do some, if you're a naturally funny person, you can have some banter with the audience in between. You might want to get up and, you know, walk around and talk to someone or sing to someone, you know, the kind of thing that Ed Sheeran does in small spaces. And finally, number 1, interact with the audience. I've said it I think I've said it for every single other tip that I've said in this video. Interacting with the audience is very, very, very important because they are the people that make you who you are, give you your status as an artist. And they're going to tell their friends and colleagues and family if they've had a good time at your show. You want to make them feel special, especially the people in the front row. People who are in the front row either really like you, really supportive of you, or if you're in a big festival situation or a show where there's big acts, maybe they've come because they want to see the big act that's after you. If they've never met you before, if they don't know who you are, and you interact with them and you make them feel special, how much more likely are they to come to remember you, tell people about you, and to come and see you next time when you're playing your own headline show? And if you're in a small situation like a small pub or bar, and there are people who are far away, and then they either come towards you, or some people come and they sit closer to you and they're invested and they're paying attention and they're supporting and they look like they're enjoying it, then interact with them as well. I mean, if it's only 1 or 2 people, you don't want to make them feel awkward, but you want to make sure that you leave them and that they leave you having had a really good time. So I trust that this has helped you to get some more understanding about how you can make your performances more interesting, how you can make it more exciting for you, and how you can hook audiences and win fans. If you have any questions for me, then I do have live question and answer sessions inside the Singing Genius Club. The Singing Genius Club is an online club where you can watch tutorials ad-free. We've also got extra exclusive member content. We've got masterclasses, and we do have 5-day challenges. Now, the 5-day challenges that I run on YouTube are only actually available on YouTube for 12 days. After that, I take them down and I put them inside the Singing Genius Club. But as a Singing Genius Club member, you will have access to those 5-day challenges. I'm also running competitions inside the club, so I'd love to see you in there. So if you have questions, then all you need to do is click the link in the pinned comment or in the description. So join Singing Genius Club. I look forward to seeing you there at the next live question and answer session. I'll see you soon. Stay hydrated. Ciao!